All right, this is good. Now we can actually share this conversation with everybody. All right, Claudia, let's get straight into it. We only have 45 minutes before the next class.
Let's do.
Remind me why we're catching up.
We're catching up because I don't know, or like I'm trying to get on board of how to manage myself, people who are working with us, clients' expectations.
Yeah.
And I'm trying just to like understand where should I be giving access to people who are working with us, if they should see some of the clients' communication, or if it should be like internally moved from one place to another.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So this is very timely conversations. But one thing which I want to start this conversation with, both of you guys should pat on your back. Like it's unbelievable change I've seen in you guys in the last 12 months. It's like from here right at the top now, like it's just a very different conversation. Some of the things which you guys doing, it's like next level stuff. So there is a lot of growth in that. So the challenges you're having is part of this, right? So you're meant to learn this because otherwise you won't get to the next level. So you're not in the starting phase anymore. You're kind of getting the next level. So we can still call it a startup, but you don't have a startup problems anymore. Your problems are getting bigger and better, right? So we don't say this, but a lot of people don't know this. The bigger the business, the bigger the problems, right? You have bigger problems now, which is good, right? That's as part of your job to solve big problems. And the other thing is, the more bigger problems you solve, the more money you make. The bigger the problem, the bigger the paychecks. So, and that's where the money comes from as well. Solve very small problem, you're gonna only get paid smaller amount of money. So I think what we're gonna do is let's have a structured discussion, right? So we should divide this into structures, right? So what you have at the moment is business running as a startup where you and Michael together kind of did everything, right? And you guys got in the client and you got few freelancers helping you and all that. But now business is changing. You kind of have to take a step back from operations. So certain things we're going to say, operations are day-to-day workload, right? What do you do? Operations are that. What I mean by operations is day-to-day workload. Like, speaking to clients, doing the work, basically managing the business, right? So how do we do this? We're going to divide into different chunks of the responsibilities, right? And you just got to find somebody who's good at what they do in those sort of responsibilities, right? The first is let's look at this chunk in that way, right? Let me see if I can actually draw on this. See if I can actually get a whiteboard. All right, let's see if this works, right? So I'm going to try to draw with I don't have, okay.
Yeah, I can see.
This is
beautiful.
Good. Okay, good. So this side of you have is ops, or we call it delivery, right? So basically you got paid for something. You said we're going to build your funnels, and now you have to actually build the funnels. You got paid for editing, video editing, and all that sort of stuff. This is a delivery work. This is what you actually have to do it. In the middle, let's look at this front. You have this in here is sales and marketing. Right. So this is your sales and marketing at the front. In this space, so at this level, we won't go into the much details of that. The other big section you have in here is going to be the HR section,
Mm.
right? So, meaning that human resource, people who are in your business or outside the business, they're managing that. So what we're going to do is, you guys at the moment, if I put this picture in here, it's basically you guys are here, right? Both of you, right? You kind of here, and you were doing all that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to structure the business a bit better, right? So in this space, what we're going to do is we're going to consider this option. So one in here. If I can draw this, let's get this. And this would be your called CEO or slash integrator. We'll remove this. This is what we need. CEO slash integrator, right? This is the person who's supposed to be managing your daily operations of the business. And in this team, basically, if I put it this way, this team is all together is all of your freelancers, your basically delivery team, right? So people who actually supposed to do the work, your team, meaning the video editor, funnels, team, basically team, the doers, right? So this is your doers team. These are the people who actually do the work for you, right? In here, at the moment, it's you and Michael. At the moment, you guys, you are managing those people. You're the one hiring them, you're the one firing them, you're the one doing it, right?
Correct.
In this space as well, similar sort of thing, right? You guys are doing it, both of things. Right, so basically you guys doing all this. So now what happens is, number one person who could actually help you is this guy or girl. This one. So we're looking for somebody who is actually an integrator, or somebody who could actually fix all that problem. So what we want to do is, so there is now you guys need to become a leader, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you, instead of talking about doing, you got to understand humans, right? So one thing as a human is, whenever your client is not going to be happy, the reason he or she is not going to be happy because they don't know what's next, right? What's next, and also they have certain expectation from your delivery side, like you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and they have expectation. When there is a mismatch and they don't know what's next, they're going to be scared, and they might decide to go somewhere else, right? So here is what you got to do, and this is what we're talking about, processes, right? So let's put it this way. So we talk about your clients, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now let's look at your client first. Clients. What are you going to do with your clients, right? Number one, every Monday, set expectation. Every Monday, you have to set expectation that this is what we're going to do on your account. Now you're going to start saying the words, we're going to do this on your account. And this is what we're doing. Right? So these are a set of things you got to do. So after that, you can actually do it to give it to somebody else, like your integrator does the work, CEO does the work, but you have to do that work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every Monday, you set expectation. So now what happens is we're going to put these two things side by side. So this is your team, right? Friday, agree task lists with team. Every Friday, you go through the task list, what need to be done next week. Don't do it on Monday mornings for your team. Your team must know this by Friday. And either they telling you or you telling them.
Mm-hmm.
Once you agree that, the coming Monday, you send that message in the morning to the client. So now question is, how are you speaking with the client? Is it on a weekly basis, or you having a phone conversations or meetings? What happens?
Depending on which one. With one, we having weekly Monday call in the afternoon, but we go
Yep.
through everything. With one, we have bi-weekly, so like
Yep.
every second week. With the third one, we have weekly in person actually, and with the other one, we have like more in email communication or like text communication on a weekly basis.
Yeah. So this is what something you have to do, right? And which is pretty bad. Like if you look at it now, it's very scattered,
Yes.
right? So meaning that one you're speaking on Monday afternoons, the other one, fortnightly. It's just like nobody's going to know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So one is you have to set expectation with every client, and this is what you do, right? So my suggestion would be Monday is a set expectation. Send a task list, right? What are you going to be doing? Second is, depending how big the client is, right? If they are just a normal client, yourself or somebody from the business give them a call or a chat message. So you got to decide how the client need to speak with you. So I don't know what's the method has been chosen so far. For example, are you speaking with the client through emails, Slack, phone calls, Zoom meetings? How does that work? Like, for example, all of my clients who were well-paid clients, they were on Slack.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I told the clients, please don't email me. Please don't send me a message on Facebook, Instagram. I'm not anywhere for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only available for you on Slack. Right? You got to decide. You could just say email, right? You don't have to say Slack. You could just say email. Very specific email address for them. We are available for you by this email. But you got to actually do that and have a standard across the board so that they understand it when the communication is going to happen. So this happens on the onboarding calls, on onboarding process. And then the other one is, this is what we're talking about, just the standard communication, right? Our weekly communication. But there is going to be times when you are working on a project, right? That there is a times when you're actually doing something. There is a certain times that you do a standard work, which is pretty standard. You do it every week, then nothing changes. Then there is a certain time, there is a back and forth, like, video editing,
Yeah.
or content writing, there is a back and forth. So what happens with back and forth with that? So again, what the best part of that is you got to set expectation with the client, like how that's going to work, how the back and forth is going to work. They need to know what's going to happen. So for example, if the video editing is going to happen, what you don't want is the client to take, this is what happened to me, so I'm passing on to you as well. You need to tell the client they need to get back to you within 2 days. You don't want them to be sitting on the video editing for 2 weeks and then you're like, oh, what happened? Why nothing got posted on my Instagram? Why there is nothing there? Because you didn't get back to us for 2 weeks. Right? So you can't say that to them because that's going to look bad, right? You can't just criticize them. So you got to set expectation, right? And each time they miss their deadline, hey, John, I know you're busy, but you remember that our deadline is 2 days. If you do not get back to us within next 24 hours, we will not be able to meet our timeline or deadline. So you got to be pretty straightforward. All right. So now the second thing is we're kind of jumping between your client and team. Second is team meetings. Every week, help them understand what they are doing this week and what's next week. So basically you could actually do that in one meeting or you could do that in 2 meetings, but you could actually tell them exactly what's happening within your business. So let's look at the people, right? Why people are working with you, why they are in your business. The only reason people work, and this is what I'm talking about, very basic stuff, right? Not the next level, very basic at your level. When you employ somebody at my level, when we employ somebody, the reason people are working with you so that they can get paid. They just want to make money. They just like what they probably like or don't like, I don't know, but they just want to make money. So they want to know if they're going to have a job or not. Their mind or back of their mind is just this thing going on all the time. Will I have the job? So the only way they can feel assured is when you shared your weekly plans and monthly plans with them. So you got to involve them in the business. You cannot run by yourself. You got to have team meetings and tell them exactly what's going to happen.
That makes sense.
Right? So people need to feel. So let's look at humans, right? Again, what's humans' biggest needs? Like you and I as humans, our biggest desire or need is to feel connected. We want to feel belonging. Somewhere I belong. The reason you are in ABS because you feel that you belong here.
Correct.
Right? This is your part of the world. This is you and your community. Right? That's why you're here.
100%.
Right? You feel belong, right? So every person you're going to employ, they need to feel that they belong. A lot of people will stay with you even though you don't pay them, as long as they feel they belong. I'm not kidding, Claudia. I had so many people as a contractor, freelancer. They just stayed with me because they felt it. I just want to work with you. I don't care how much you pay me. I'll just work with you. I'll just do it for free. Because they felt it's like they're part of the team. They love it. They feel that it's togetherness. Everything is open book. Like this is what we do. This is how we do it. And yeah, they feel connected. And one of the most important thing, and I feel that as a business owner, this is your number one rule, and you never, ever break this rule in your business. The rule is If you agree with your contractor or employees, you're going to pay them on certain date, you pay them on that date. You never break that promise. You do not break them. Even if you don't have money, borrow it, get it from somebody, but pay them when you said you're going to pay them. People will be really happy and they'll be like, holy crap, I can't believe that. You pay them when you said you're going to pay them. That's it. Nothing. I'm not saying pay them in advance, nothing at all. Just if you decide you're going to pay them fortnightly, pay them on that date. Do not ever say, sorry, I can't pay you today because I've got this thing to do. I'll pay you tomorrow. Never, ever do that. Cancel all the client meetings, cancel anything you need to cancel, but you pay them on time. Pay them on time, because nothing, you don't know what's going on in somebody's life. And now think of that as you are responsible for running a family, right? You pay them, you're running a family. That's your responsibility. If you don't pay them, they might not be able to pay the rent, might not be able to get food or kids' birthday present. You don't know, right? They're not going to tell you that, but they need that, right? So this is a rule I never break in my business. Passing on to you guys, never break this rule. Please pay them on time. Whatever you agree, monthly, weekly, fortnightly, pay them, right? I usually pay them fortnightly, contractors. So I always pay them fortnightly. So pay them fortnightly, but always pay them the date. Even if it's Sunday, pay them. Right.
Beautiful. And it makes sense.
Yeah. Look, they need that, right? They need the money. That's why they work for you. So, all right. So this is just setting the expectation within your team. Does it actually make sense? Anything?
It is actually so clear and so good. Like, to just only apply this process of like Friday being clear on what we're doing next week, so the team knows, so they know that that they have work. Like that comes like a peace of mind for those people who are working with us.
Yeah.
It's so much more than only like giving them tasks, but they also know that they have work that is coming, and just like life gets easier because I kind of like can get into situations, and especially like some of the people from Philippines are just like, yeah, it's normal. And again, with clients, setting up the expectations straight away on Monday, it just creates that train of things that are happening on weekly basis and of system who then everybody just follows and just knows.
Yeah.
As you said, like, you know what's next. That's
So people need to know, like your clients need to know what's happening. Nothing worse than you as a business disappearing. And this is what used to happen to me, right? My business. I was working on clients the moment they paid me, and I started to work on their accounts and started to do the work. But I was really bad at communication that I am working on your account. I never told them. So for 2 weeks, there was no communication at all, nothing. I'm working my butt off, like they are happy that I'm working. I'm happy that I'm working, but they have no idea. Right? And they're thinking, I don't know what Jag's doing. He's probably not doing anything, because they didn't see that. So now I'm very visible, right? Very visible. I tell them exactly what we're going to do on your account. And also, if you want to be a better than everybody else, every end of the week, you tell them what you did on their account. So this is a reporting system. What are we talking about? You tell them exactly what you're going to do on Mondays, and on Fridays, you tell them exactly what you did.
transparency.
Yeah.
That is like a huge thing.
Yeah. So that's it. I think 3 things within the client world. Set the expectation. How are you going to make the conversation or communication every week or every fortnightly? Send them email or whatever method you choose, whether it's a Slack message, email message on Monday saying, hey, this is what we're going to do on your account. And on Fridays, you tell them exactly what you did on their account. Right? So exactly saying, hey, we done 5 video editing, or even though somebody's working, like your employees are working on the account, right? You say, hey, we done 2 video editing this week for you. We are planning or thinking of publishing this by this date. So next week I'll tell you a bit more about it. But this week, our editor team done this editing for you, done the subtitle, done this. Now it's going to be ready by next week, right? So you basically, whatever your team did, so make this a task for your team to tell you exactly what they did as well, right? So you probably have a list. They tell you what they did.
Is your team like sending you that, I don't know, sum up of their task, what they were doing?
I always say to them, what did you do today?
Okay.
Right? What did you
Yes.
do today? Can you, before the end of the day, can you please, because see what happens is we are a very small business. We only have like 10, 15 people in the team, right? It's not a like 500 team members, right? I don't have managers. We don't have that. So what we have is a virtual assistants.
Mm-hmm.
And you just want to know, hey, I need, so make it clear, not you trying to be a boss, make it clear that, hey, my job is to communication, have a clear expectation. So we need to tell our clients that what we're doing on their accounts. So would you mind telling me at the end of the day, when you worked on any account, like, what did you do on the account? Like if you have 5 accounts, like ABCD, I've done an article for them. Jag Private Limited, what I've done is I've done 5 images for them. Like, they send me the list.
Beautiful.
And that's it. And the other one is the kind of not that important, but it kind of builds your credibility. I would say actually take your team into client meetings when you're doing a planning meeting, not the execution meetings, planning meetings.
Is this like being just like hidden kind of viewer, or like someone who actually can come in and talk to clients?
No. They're just sitting next to you. They're listening, basically.
Okay. Yes.
So have a clear expectation with the team. So you're not there. Please make sure you don't commit to anything without you speaking to us. Don't commit in anything to the meeting. That, for example, if I say to you, like, here's what happens in my meeting. This is what used to happen. So client says to me, Jag, I want to get this done by Friday. Can you make it happen? Right. And I'm like, Andrew, what do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Okay.
I'm asking Andrew, my team member, who's there. Andrew, what do you think? Andrew's going to say, hey, Jag, I can't. So this is what I have to do. I have to go back and have a look, and I'll get back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'll say to the client, yeah, let us get back to you on this. So what happens is, it doesn't actually, if I say to them, sorry, I can't do that, it just looks very weird. So when you have a team member in there, you can ask for their voice, ask for their opinion. But one thing you must tell them, hey, do not commit to anything. Do not provide them dates. Do not provide them numbers. Like, for example, how long you reckon it's going to take? Don't say 1 day. Right? Don't say 2 days. Don't say anything. I have to have a look on this, right? Can I get back to you on this? Just every answer is like that. Do not commit to anything in client meetings. So first of all, you do this job, like you are doing the work. And then what you got to do is you got to get somebody called CEO or integrator in your team who does this work, who does this team task, who does this client expectation. But you have to put a process in place so that your CEO can actually run with it.
Exactly.
Right. So you got to have a process, basically. So you have meetings, like, for example, you have Friday meetings, you have Monday meetings, you send out emails on Mondays to the client. You have this process. What are you doing? And then you pass it on to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, yeah.
And between your clients and between your team who are doing the work,
Yeah.
they don't have the access, the doers don't have the access into client communication, right? The integrator is taking the information from
Yeah.
client's account and passing it to the
Yeah.
team
Yeah.
and back.
Yes,
Okay.
that's right. So you never let them speak to the client, and there is a reason for that, right? It's not reason that, hey, I'm very protective of my clients. It's not because of that. It's just because they might not understand there is a buffer the way we have the communication with the client, right? There is
Yes.
things need to be considered. The IT guy or the funnel guy or the marketer might just say, I'll fix this in a couple of days, but they don't know that if there is a not a standard request, we may have to put some sort of change, or this doesn't cover in their standard billing what we charging them. This is an extra stuff. So they don't know that sort of stuff. So we need to make sure that they don't directly speak to the client.
Correct. And with the extra stuff and extra billing, so you would have the package, right? Let's say 3 months they pay you, but then things happening on the top. You would like bill them monthly or like at the
I would the monthly. So here is what mostly going to happen, right? When you have a 3 monthly, they're going to be one thing you guys got to be really, really sure, and this is like super clear, that you want them to respond back within day or two for you to do the work, right? The moment the 3 month finishes, they finish. So it's not that what they're usually going to do, hey, 15 days, I'm going away on leave. I'm not going to be available for a month. I'm going away. Can you do that for the next month? Right? So you decide how in that space you want to do it. For me personally, if somebody is not here, like I'm working with very small business owner and monthly they just don't want anything to be done, I'm okay, right? That doesn't matter much to me, that if we want to extend it. But the other one is they're not doing the job, they're not pulling their weight, but they still want an extension for free. That's not going to happen. So 3 month is a 3 month. There is a start date. There is an end date. Date is there, what we talk about, right?
Yes.
Anything after that, you need to be really professional and charge, right? What I usually do is, and just so when the 2 month period happen and we are in the 3rd month, so I usually have a meeting with them 3 weeks before they're about to finish, 3 weeks, and have the conversation about the future. Hey, I want to tell you in this meeting that we're going to be finishing off by this date. And I just want to ask you a quick question, right? How did you go in last couple of months? And then you talk about the future and say, are you okay for us to continue with this? Right? If you're deciding to continue with this, we'll give you 30% discount for monthly, right? So 12 months. So basically what happens is if I'm charging them, say, I don't know, $6,000 or $8,000 for 3 months, I usually reduce $500 and start, say, $1,500 a month.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's a 12-month contract. Awesome.
That is so perfect and so many information, and just I have so many action steps that I just need to take. And it's I have to say, like, this journey, it's so uncomfortable, very much outside of any comfort zone, any, like, it's completely different than like a year ago.
Yeah.
It's wow. But personally, like, I'm internally so excited, and like I have those identity shifts and identity fights within me, like
Yeah. So remember this, stick with one offer, the one you're doing it for one client or 2 clients. Don't try to do something else, and just resell that to different people so that you have just one kind of business.
Yes, and that's what we want to do. Like the whole website has been built with one offer, nothing else. The messaging
Yeah.
everything goes to the one and single offer.
Yeah.
That's it. Like for now, that's it. And yes,
Yeah.
that like
Yeah, we don't want to try so many things. I think one of the biggest issue I find or see that we are, or the marketers today in the world, they are very wide. We don't want to be wide. We just want to be deep.
yes.
Right. So the more deep you go, the better it is, because that's what it is. Like you just do that.
Exactly.
Right. Cool. Any other questions?
So appreciated, Jack. Yes, I just might have a question, like where do you organize the task? Like what tool do you use? Or like
Yeah.
what's
So
your
click
yeah.
ClickUp.
Okay, you use ClickUp. Okay.
Yeah. ClickUp is free. You don't have to pay anything for
Yeah.
right? So just use that.
Yeah. We
ClickUp is
started
good.
beautiful. We started using Notion because of other features and
Yeah.
have built also clients portals theirs. And this is what I'm like a bit on the fence. Client has the client portal, so he can see like what is gonna be scheduled, or like what is scheduled, what is done, can see the caption, like all the elements that are needed for whatever like we are going to put out, they can see. We have also like communication coming in, like he can comment on things. And I'm not sure if I should give someone access to this portal where like that back and forth is like happening, or like
No. Who do you want to give the access to?
to the team, like if they could have the access to this type of the portal of like content, all elements of the content.
No, you don't need to.
No, right? Yeah,
No,
I think
you don't
so.
need to. Yeah, don't need to. I'm just trying to fix how do I get rid of this whiteboard now? I don't know.
I'm
Let's click
honestly
this.
not sure. We started using Riverside for everything, so
Good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think keep using what works. Main thing is just having the expectation right. And once that's done, that's it, right? So you don't need, that's what we want to do, right? So get the expectation right with the people. That's it.
Beautiful.
And have the team
Yeah.
member, right? So you need when you have a couple of more clients paying you monthly. So one thing which I'm more concerned about these days, and my number one focus is this word called MRR, right? Monthly recurring
Monthly.
revenue, right? So I don't care how much you're making. What I care is, what is the MRR look like? That's what I'm more, I want to look for MRR, like monthly recurring, right? So,
Yes.
because for me to have full-time employees, for me to have helping people every day, I need this monthly. And you need to have this monthly, like, otherwise it's going to be really hard.
Correct.
Right?
Exactly.
So monthly, you want to have the monthly MRR, having in monthly people paying you. And it might start with, and it's funny the way it starts, might start with just starting might be like $200, and then it sort of goes to $500, then it goes to like $1,000. Like it's like funny, then like, holy crap, now I'm making $1,000 a month. Then it sort of goes jump to like $4,000 or $5,000 a month. Then it sort of goes to $15,000-$20,000 a month. Then it's $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Like it just goes straight away after. So the biggest jump is going to happen when you are like 10, 12 grand. Then the biggest jump is 30, 40,000 straight away after.
Wow.
Right. So that's monthly. So this is what we want to do, right? Monthly.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh my God, Jack,
question?
thank you. Thank you so much. So appreciate it. And yeah, like I am very excited for 2023, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like
it's going to be awesome. Just going to be starting, I've been testing YouTube ads, doing YouTube ads. So we're going to be starting YouTube ads pretty soon. And I'm looking for YouTube ads. And it's going to be awesome.
it is. I feel it in my bones. Like actually the 2022 was like a
awesome.
starting, but 2023 will be completely different. And let me know then if you would like to do your videos, like those. You could then see our website and how I would probably even, or I would be open to walk everyone through like how we went deeper into offer of Content Machine, because like we went deeper into what initially it was. And like you can see yourself, and maybe we can do something together, even as you said.
Send me the link when the website is ready.
Beautiful. Ooh,
Awesome. All right, speak soon. See you on
speak
the other side.
soon. Thank you.
All right, bye.